So the decision was made this morning to cancel the remainder of the men's basketball tournament.
The College World Series has been canceled.
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 The NCAA announced earlier today its cancellation of postseason tournaments for all winter and spring sports.
You know, growing up as a kid, that's what you want, to play in the NCAA tournament. So we were just kind of like in shock that was all not happening anymore.
Abbie Wolf scoops it up and in a foul.
That was tough, you know. You work all year and you're building up to something, and the end of the year is what you're building up to, you know, nationals, and you know that's what you're training for the whole time.
So a win for Northwestern here.
We had worked our asses off in the winter, and to then play a spring game, one single spring game, and then have to leave really, really sucked. It just felt like everything we had done was for nothing.
Some people started crying, and we all just kind of sat in the locker room for a while after that, and people just started packing to go home. So, yeah, pretty crazy turn of events and emotions.
I mean, it was disappointing. It was tough at first, but I mean, you also kind of realize there's nothing you can do about it, and just kind of get ready for the next year, next thing going on.
I'd say in the beginning, a lot of us were, I think, really scrambled to figure out what to do. Some of us wanted to run more, some of us wanted to play, and we were all kind of trying to figure it out. We got sent a regiment from our training coach for like what to do each day. So it's Mondays is technical and lift. Tuesdays we have this sprint workout and then some kind of abs or something on your own. And then Wednesday is like an off day and then another sprint workout, technical off day.
3 days a week of wrestling was kind of the plan, and then, you know, lifting, 2 in there, sometimes throwing in some runs and some workouts like that, hikes and fun stuff too. So it's a fun time of the year where you can kind of take your training and get a little creative with it.
Some people have actually been using flour and stuff, so they hold like bags of flour and will like squat with them, which is bizarre to me, but anything, I guess, to like have some kind of weight to do stuff.
In quarantine, I basically have 2 different days. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll lift. On days I lift, I also try to do like 30 minutes of cardio. I don't have access to a hoop every day, but then Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, I try to like go to this park. I do some basketball and speed work.
Sometimes it's very hard to stay motivated to do the workouts. And it's not for lack of like loyalty or, you know, respect for my teammates. It's more so that sometimes things are just super stressful and the last thing that I'm thinking about is let me go to my workout. It's more like I need to finish my homework, or my family member is sick, or something is going on that's like outside of that.
You don't have your teammates pushing you to like go 110%. You're a lot more likely to coast at 80, and the lift might take an hour and 30 minutes instead of the 50 it would take if you're on the dot.
And I think it's awesome being in a team environment. It's always a lot of fun to be with your team, and I think being around guys like that, it's a huge motivator. But I also think, you know, I'm thinking about my goals for next year and what I want to accomplish, and I think this is a nice time to be able to kind of take a step back and be able to work on some weaknesses.
You do everything in your power to be the best you and to work towards your goals and the team's goals within that day. If that means, you know, doing active recovery, or maybe it means sleeping in an extra hour, or whatever it means, you know, maybe going on a hard run, whatever you have to do to win that day for yourself and your team, like that's what you do.
You're gonna have to figure out how to get your workouts in no matter what. So whether there's teammates beside you or not, you got to get it done.